Welcome to Fastang 444. I really need your help. I'm trying to grow my channel, so please subscribe and help me get to 1,000 subscribers. In this first game, you can see I found a level 9 Jeep Trackhawk. And this was roughly halfway through the game. I engaged in another head-to-head, wound up in the level 10 Lamborghini Centenario. Now I am getting in position for the final showdown.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 16. The range of time to leave is 20 to 23 seconds. I will leave it 23 seconds. This Hoonigan RS200 next to me was just hammering their irritating horn and making sure they're giving their chat messages. I tried blocking them and I missed. I will slow this down. Here is a griefer, and I open up the map, which allows me to move forward, and they got stuck on the rocks on the side. Unfortunately, I'll be late to my exit due to them, and am struggling to get back into this because of the distance they have in front of me. So I need a perfect run to this finish. I'm not going to open up the map. I am just going to follow the road. I found the kind of rolling hills on the route they take will cause you problems, and that's exactly what took place with them. So I'll just keep it on the road until I get through the lava field, and then I will angle over to this finish. Alright, I am beyond the lava field now. Just angle over to the finish. Just maintain my direction and I should have an easy win here. And I'll slow this finish down. Watch them come flying in. I've got the win. Yes!
Welcome to the secret society of the Illuminati. Oh, shh.
This was win 3,902. This game I am starting at the bat's head, and I'm showing you this because I can hear a drop at the left ear, so I will move over next to that, and it winds up being a level 7 Porsche Cayenne. I engaged in 3 head-to-heads. They were easy wins, so I will just jump into where I am getting in position for the final showdown in the Funko. There's a Hoonigan Group A in the left lane.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
Here comes a griefer and a AMG 1. You can see on the map at this point that I like to leave from for Arena 1. The range of time to leave is 22 to 25 seconds. I will leave a few seconds early at 25 seconds due to the griefer. The griefer isn't trying to time their exit. I wasn't fully accelerating, knowing I was a few seconds early. Now I can accelerate, and I will slow the timing of my exit down. 6, 5, 4. I exit with a great amount of speed at 3¼ seconds, which will leave a quarter of a second remaining on the timeout bar. Fortunately, I went off-road for a second there, and that allowed the Hoonigan Group A to catch up, and the Merc AMG 1 is coming up quickly as well. And the finish point is across the dry reservoir. So I will angle over to the left after I go through this intersection. It gave me a little bump there, very wisely in doing so, but they are heading right at the trees. I am going right at the gap between the trees. Regain the lead through there. Now I just need a clean run the rest of the way for the win. Try and just maintain my direction in the Funko the best I can. Slow down as I go over this bump so I don't miss the finish. For the win. Yes! I love beating griefers. They both come flying in late.
Congratulations! You are the Eliminator!
Win 3,904. This was the game after I found the Porsche Cayenne here at the Bat's Head right at the beginning. I come back over here and find a RJ Anderson Pro 2 truck. And I will jump ahead where I am up the mountain getting in position for the final showdown. Right next to these boulders in the Funko.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 18. The range of time to leave is 13 to 14 seconds. I will leave 1 second early at 15 seconds due to the snow on top of the mountain here. The Hoonigan Group A is going to be early if they don't slow down, which they do. I time my exit perfectly at 3 seconds, which will leave a half of a second remaining on the timeout bar. I will just gradually turn to the southeast towards this finish so I don't spin out in the Funko. And watch this. This is a Merc AMG 1. I'm not sure if they were trying to ram me or what. They are heading directly towards the lava in the lava field. And the road configuration is roughly shaped like a bird. I know I can go through the neck and the far right edge of the right wing. The Hoonigan Group A goes tumbling. The Merc AMG 1 runs into the lava. Now just angle over towards this finish. Left of these trees here. For an easy win. I'm laughing, but knowing these routes is very critical. And they come flying in late.
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator!
Win 3,905, and that was back-to-back wins. This was the only head-to-head that I engaged in this game, and I wound up taking the Audi RS7. It offered the Porsche Cayenne. I will jump ahead where I am in position for the final showdown.
Complete. Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 15. The range of time to leave is 11 to 13 seconds. I will leave it 14 seconds. The ranges of times that I give are always for level 10s or near level 10 speed and accelerating vehicles. I exit at 2.5 seconds, which will leave 1 second remaining on the timeout bar. I instantly turn towards the left. I'm trying to get in line of this angled road, avoiding the bridge on the right and buildings on the left. The next point I am directing towards is the electrical power tower. That is a Merc AMG-1 that's behind me. Get on this road for a short distance, avoiding the buildings on the left, and continue on this line going just left of the solar panels. Across the highway is the road configuration that is roughly shaped like a bird, the southern end of the lava field. I know I can go through the right edge of the right wing. Continue on this line is a clear path. There's a road configuration ahead that is roughly shaped like a thumbs up. I know I can go just left of the thumb. There are buildings around the thumb. Get over to this finish for the win. What a great win in the Audi RS7 that I stole in a head-to-head, beating a Merc AMG-1. Yes!
Winner! Welcome to the Eliminati!
Win 3,906. Yes! I'll jump into this game late in the game. This is in the Northwest. I was going to try and go by them with momentum. Saw they were a Nissan GTR. Tried veering off to the right, but they honked and challenged me. To my surprise, there was someone going the opposite direction that had a collision with them, and I take the lead. And I'll speed this up. I knew I needed a clean run over to this finish, and they hit something. I've got the win. I'm going to steal the Nissan GTR. Yes.
Opponent eliminated!
I will jump ahead where I am getting in position in the Nissan GTR that I stole. Right around the middle of this triangular shaped intersection is the point I like to leave from.
Head-to-head's complete. Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 5. The range of time to leave is 19 to 22 seconds. I will leave at 23 seconds, 1 second early, due to this incoming rammer. I will not fully accelerate through here since I left early. I will slow my exit down. There's a Brocky that comes flying across. And I'll replay that. How funny was that? I exit with a fair amount of speed at 2.5 seconds, which will leave 1 second remaining on the timeout bar. The finish appears to be on or very close to the highway. I'll know more when I get closer and open up the map exactly where this finish is. I'll open up the map in the straightaway ahead so I don't go off-road and crash. I opened the map just for a second and I will freeze frame this. It is just beyond the clover leaf to the left. And I am just maintaining my lead here. I'll go through the edge of this last clover leaf over to this finish for the win. Yes.
Welcome to the shadowy ranks of the Eliminati.
Win 3,907. Yes. I'll jump into this game around midway. I catch this Hoonigan Group A going away from the direction of the head-to-head. And I'll fast forward this. This leads over towards Horizon Mexico Festival site. I wind up beating them, and we'll take the Hoonigan Group A. What a great car.
Opponent eliminated.
And I will jump ahead and show you I caught this level 7 Ferrari, and I went on to beat them and got into a Merc AMG 1. It wound up being a very easy win, so I won't show you that head to head. I will jump ahead where I am in position for the final showdown, and I challenged that Merc AMG 1 just to see if I could get them to run out of position. That worked. You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 12. The range of time to leave is 16 to 18 seconds. I will leave it 16 seconds. It's not so critical that I have a perfectly timed exit. I do not see another level 10 around. Here comes a MG Metro. Tries blocking me a bit there. And then the Merc AMG GT comes back over. That'll be to my right. I do see a car ahead on the left. I exit with a great amount of speed at 1 second, which will leave 2.5 seconds remaining on the timeout bar. This car that came over winds up being a level 10 Funko that I go flying by. I will pause this where I open up the map. The finish is on the road that is east of Atlantis to Tula. I've seen this finish point many times before. I cross the bridge, I'll go between the tree and the yellow billboard to the right. Angle over towards the greenhouses here. I actually like to go between the greenhouses and then turn to the left. It's a clear route over towards this finish. And there are 2 roads that roughly parallel each other here. I will cross over to the other road, get on that for just a hot second, and then angle over towards this finish. I decide to actually go through the trees, go either left or right of them. I figured I had a large enough lead where I would chance possibly hitting a tree. Fortunately, I have a clean run right through them over to this finish for the win. Yes!
Welcome to the secret society of the Illuminati. Oh, shh.
Win 3,908. Yes! I'll jump into this game later in the game where I find this level 9 Ford Fiesta. And I will fast forward this. You can see the stadium off to the left there. And I want to get into a head-to-head here real quick and get into a level 10. I see one driver by themselves. Let's see if I can lead them away from the direction of a head-to-head and turn back around on them. And this works. They're following me. Now I'll turn back around on them. There we go. I've got them there, and actually in a level 10 Hoonigan RS200, and they were turning away from the direction of a head-to-head. I think sometimes people believe because they are in a level 10 they are infallible. So we will see about that, won't we? I will between the cloverleaf and the festival site. Over the left edge of this hill, there's a bump. Farther left you go, you can see it there. Get over to this finish and get into a level 10. Yes.
Opponent eliminated.
It offers me to level up into the Hoonigan or take their Hoonigan. I will always take the opponent's when it offers the same. We'll open up the map and pause this and put the overlay for Final Arena 1. Just under 1.5 minutes before the arena begins to shrink for the final arena. So I just stayed away from everyone, content to use this in the final showdown. And we'll now jump ahead where I am getting in position for the final showdown. And we'll challenge this car. See if I can't get them to run out of position, which works. You can see the head-to-heads will be canceled here shortly.
Head-to-heads complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
A competition with the Nissan GTR behind me. You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 1. The range of time to leave is 22 to 25 seconds. I will leave at 23 seconds. These two drivers are not trying to time their exit. I'm not sure what they are doing. They're nowhere near the arena wall, so they're not influencing the finish. I exit with a great amount of speed at 2 seconds, which will leave 1.5 seconds remaining on the timeout bar. The finish is to the southwest, so I will angle over towards this finish. Watch out for a shed in some trees along the way through here. Go between these greenhouses here and get on this road for a hot second. And we'll angle over a little farther to the left here. I found this is a little clearer path on this line. The trees are more dense the farther right you go there. See the jump that's ahead and open up the map, and I will pause this. The finish is roughly underneath the suspension bridge. So off of this jump, try and go off of it squarely so I land on my wheels and don't roll over and reset. Bounce off of a few random trees through here. This will be a very dominant win. And this Hoonigan RS200 that I stole. Yes.
Congratulations. You are the Eliminator.
Win 3,909. Yes. I will pause this here. There is a Nissan GTR off to the right. That's actually at the road configuration, the thumbs up, right at the thumb. So I will cross this finish, take a peek at this other drop, and turn around and go back and get that Nissan GTR.
Opponent eliminated.
And I declined the Nissan GTR that was offered to level up so I could come over and get to this before the driver behind me could. I found another driver nearby, engaged in a head-to-head, and am now jumping ahead where I am getting in position for the final showdown. directed between the trees towards the intersection that is ahead.
Head-to-head's complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 11. The range of time to leave is 12 to 14 seconds. I will leave it the minimum 12 seconds. I appear to be the only one attempting to go this direction, timing their exit. I exit at 2.5 seconds with a fair amount of speed, which will leave 1 second remaining on the timeout bar. I will freeze frame this ahead. When I see this finish pin between the uprights on the suspension bridge, that is a clue it will be the YOLO jump off of the suspension bridge. And I will open up the map and freeze frame this here in this straightaway and confirm that it is indeed the YOLO jump off of the suspension bridge. So I will go in between these trees, use the side of this hill for a banked right turn. Now direct over towards the left side of the white hacienda that's ahead. Get between these trees here for the sharp left turn into the tunnel. Get in the far left lane and then angle over towards the right side of the support. Try and get in line of the road that is down below. And I was turning a little bit as I jumped, but I'll call this a success. I'm right near the road. I'll do a 360 onto the road. I love that jump. That is so much fun. Now just pretty much follow this road and then in between the trees over to this finish for a very dominant win. Yes!
Horizon, please congratulate the Eliminator.
Win 3,910, and this wound up being 44 drivers and 4 eliminations. There's my 444. I will jump into this game somewhat earlier in the game. I find this level 7 Ferrari. And we'll fast forward this. Found this other driver to get into a head-to-head with. That was in a level 6 Porsche 959. I think they may have hit something back there. I pulled away from them, and we'll get the win in. Over near the solar panels here.
Opponent eliminated.
Into the great Nissan GTR, one of my favorite cars in this game. We'll jump ahead where I am in the Fiesta. I had a very easy head-to-head that led me into this. Engage in a head-to-head with this Exocet, and the arena is shrinking for the final showdown, so there is not enough time to complete it. So I will just make my way over and get in position for the final showdown here.
Head-to-head's complete. Get ready for the final showdown.
Engaging in that head-to-head has put me out of position. Now I am scrambling. I will pause this here. Final showdown in 23 seconds. open up the map and show you where I am located on the map and where I typically would like to leave from for Arena 14, where the yellow star is at. So I will head over towards where I typically would leave and then just turn left and try and time my exit scrambling here. I can tell I'm going to be late on my exit here. My exit at 1 second, which will leave 2.5 seconds remaining on the timeout bar. Go over to the right, towards the right side of this electrical power tower, get on the road, gain some speed, go left of the solar panels here in line of this finish. I'm heading towards the lava field. The southern end of the lava field, there is a road configuration that is shaped like a bird. I know I can go through the neck and then angle over towards the middle of the left wing. The church ruins are off to the right, and this is a clear path at an angle across this road through here. Almost spun out going over that little bump there, but I managed to maintain my direction. I'll continue on this line. I'm right in line of the finish, and I'll open up the map and pause this. It is on a lower switchback on the east side of the mountain. So I will go around this intersection. I have a large enough lead where I am going to slow down, where I can get through the trees without running into any of them. I've got this win in. Yes. Haha. I see Lloyd Games was in this game, a famous Brazilian YouTuber.
Winner! Welcome to the Eliminati!
Win 3,911. Yes. I'll jump into this game where, as you can see, I am in the stadium. And I'll take both of these drops. Not that anyone wanted the escort, but more importantly, take the level 6 aerial nomad. I will jump ahead, getting later in the game. I find this level 7 Jeep Trailcat. And we'll jump ahead where someone in front of me just took that drop. I'm going to try and engage in a head-to-head with them with momentum, but I just missed them. I jumped over them after they got into that. So now I need to use caution that they don't go by me with momentum. Turn around, get behind them. Let's go. Let's do this. And we'll jump ahead where I am crossing the finish. And we'll get into a level 8 here.
Opponent eliminated!
This was just before the arena was going to begin to shrink for the final showdown, so I will jump ahead where I am getting in position for the final showdown.
Head-to-heads complete! Get ready for the final showdown!
You can see on the map this point that I like to leave from for Arena 10. The range of time to leave is 21 to 24 seconds. I will leave it the maximum 24 seconds being in this Camaro. I'll head over to the road here. I will slow this down. Watch the cars I pass. There's a Merc AMG 1. There's a Lamborghini Centenario. And another Merc AMG 1. Wow. And I am in the Camaro. We'll go through the corner of the greenhouse, time my exit perfectly at 3 seconds with a fair amount of speed, which will leave a half of a second remaining on the timeout bar. right in line of the finish. I like going through the middle of this X-shaped intersection. This is a clear path through here. I'll open up the map and pause this. I can see the finish is east of Guanajuato. So I will get over on the highway and go through the cloverleaf and try and gain some speed here. I found going a little farther from the right to this finish is a flatter line. Now that I am beyond the cloverleaf, I will angle over to this finish. The road configuration ahead is the Dog's Head. Around the neck, there to the left, I know are some buildings. I'll go right of that and through where the eyes of the Dog's Head are. This is a clear path through here. The next area I am going through is the back of the Eagle's Head. You can see it's steeper off to the left, and there's more trees right in line of this finish here now. For a great win in the Camaro against two Merc AMG 1s and a Lamborghini Centenario. I'll slow this down as the Merc AMG 1 comes flying in.
Welcome to the shadowy ranks of the Illuminati.
Win 3,912. Yes! Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video along with all of my videos. And if you've been enjoying my content, subscribe, please.